here is the Jack Kirby Artist Edition. There's the cover of it. And first of all, this is a big comic. There's a issue of New Gods to show you the size comparison. These artist editions are designed to make it as if you're looking at the original art. So it's shot in full, it's scanned in full color from the original art. It's printed at the same exact size as the original art, which is around 10 by 15 inches. And the book itself is around 12 by 17 inches, so each page fits comfortably on. And it contains New Gods issues 1 and 2 and New Gods issues 5 through 8. Now the first two issues, we'll just flip through it briefly. The first couple issues were inked by Vince Colletta, and then issues 5 through 8 were inked by Mike Royer. And the Vince Colletta issues also have John Costanza lettering on them, very nice. And Mike Royer lettered the stuff that he inked. But as you can see, double-page spreads are about 2 feet across. And you can see the whiteout used on the page. It's cleaned up a lot of stuff. You can see editor's marks. Splash pages are 15 inches tall. Double page spreads are powerful. Now here is the Mike Royer inked stuff. Though I notice on some of these, it looks like whoever did these scans dropped out a bit of the yellow of the paper. So those pages are actually whiter. And I don't think, and it looks to me like that was done in the scan. I don't know why. Probably whoever scanned it did it, not IDW, because they like them raw. So beautiful. And Mike, and you can see the difference in the lettering. I'll give you a close-up of all this a little later. Boom. There's a double-page spread for you. That splash page is one of my favorites, just flipping through the book. I like the way all these blacks work in here and the way he shoots up through the air. I must say I don't have all the original issues of New Gods, but I have the omnibus editions, and I've always liked them, but wow, it looks really nice in this format. You can really see the work they put into it. That's a great half splash up there. And in the back, see, there's many more pages. And in the back, we have sketches. We even have, I can't even fit this on the camera, fold-outs. 2 giant color gatefold pages with, here's some Kirby pencils, really large. On this side, there's more. It's a wonderful pin-up shot that's just gigantic. Another cover. Yeah, the back is where they usually stick the covers and whatever else they got. Jack Kirby self-portrait with the New Gods. And this is interesting. They said, because there are art corrections done to this one, there's 3 different versions of it. This was the original Jack Kirby one. Then they art corrected it to this one. And then I think the final one Neil Adams did some art corrections on. I think Neil Adams did that Superman figure over there, if I remember that reading it. But the guy who owns this original artwork had it restored so that you can see the original, and then all the corrections were put on acetate overlays. So you actually get 3 different versions of that cover. I find that incredible. Little writing from Mike Royer, the inker. Jack Kirby biography, and some end papers. Well, that's the kind of overview of this. Now we'll have to go and look at some detail. Closer look at one of the panels that Vince Colletta inked over Kirby. This is from New Gods issue 1, and you can see the blue line that the editor made, where he made some sort of correction to his, you can see the whiteout right there, some sort of corrections along his arm. Let me get it even closer if I can. So it looks like the actual original art. You can even see where they pasted up, continued on the 3rd page following, as if you weren't going to turn the pages in the book. There's another shot of Darkseid with some more blue lines for corrections. Take a look at that John Costanza lettering. Very nice. Good bolds, nice italics to those bolds. A man can letter. Panels where Coletta's inks really take over from Kirby's pencils, and I'm not a huge fan of Coletta's inks. I prefer Royer's. And in here you can see, though, he's got some of the he kept some of the Jack Kirby blacks in here. All this thin-lined hair stuff that's kind of disorganized. A little better over here. I like that hair. These look like Vince Colletta faces more than as much as they look like Jack Kirby faces, I should say. Vince Colletta's reputation isn't that great because he became the go-to inker for when you needed something inked overnight. So a lot of his work was rushed and done real, without much, sometimes without organization. Let me see if I can find you one of those. Here's an example of what I mean by without organization. Is this hair up here kind of ends up just mishmashy. It's like Colletta just kind of knocked it out without much technique. Wherever the lines ended up, the lines ended up. Same with those lines under his eye there. And that happened too much in his inking for me. But, like I said, he's not an untalented man. I wonder why they art. Look at those eyes. They art corrected those eyes to make them more heavy-lidded. Wonder what that was about. See, that's the kind of stuff you discover looking through this artist. Oh, they art corrected his nose, and look at all that whiteout in his eyes too. So they made his eyes more heavy-lidded there. Oh, nice. Nice striped dress on this woman, though. See, that's an example of where I think that sort of rushed, that just let the line come out of your pen technique works real well as something with something like that patterned dress. But something like the end of his hair here, I think needs, and all this stuff, I think it needs to be organized. The lines need to be organized better. But that's the way things are in comics. So let's take a look at the Mike Royer pages now. Here's a couple of panels from issue number 7 with the Mike Royer inks, and he said in the back that people criticized him for staying too close to Jack Kirby's pencils. I don't know how that's a criticism, but I like his inks because I like the first of all, he organizes. Take a look at this hair right here. Every piece of hair is in its place in terms of he didn't just, he used a technique where he got each line he wanted to make, he got, rather than whatever came out of his pen because he was not paying that close attention or moving fast. And I love the organization of marks in this hand right here. Once again, I don't know, maybe he's following Jack Kirby's pencils real closely, but if he is, they're really good. I mean, I like all these black marks in here. I like the black as it comes around here. All this technique works well, and look how, he thought about this technique. He didn't just settle for whatever came out of his pen. He said, or brush, he said, how do I have to make that mark? And he then used whatever technique he used to make that mark. Let's flip a few more pages. There's another lettering correction there with its blue pencil. Guess he spelled tread wrong. Some nice Jack Kirby drawing. I think with Royer doing kind of less traditional illustrative inks than Coletta, I like that. I like all this. Kirby's real mannerisms come out. I mean, look at that. You can only do something like that if you're following Kirby's direction of his pencils. If you kind of come up with your own inking technique to do that, well, that's a big job to come up with that. There we go. Some nice dogs that barely resemble real dogs, but they look good nonetheless. Oh, I like that. Like thrown gun, foreshortening. And then once again, the blacks in the drawing in this gun are spectacular. It might not resemble a real gun as much as, if you had a photograph of it, but just the organization of the whites and blacks and the shapes and the... Wow, look at that trigger guard. Whew. Beautiful. And over here we get a good example of his power when just two guys stand there with their legs wide apart, punching each other. Good stuff right there. We'll end with a nice shot of Darkseid, and is that Granny Goodness? I don't remember. I think so. Who else was in this book? I haven't read this in a while, but once again you can see all the blue lines and lettering corrections, and this is Mike Royer lettering. Might not be as good as John Costanza lettering, but it's still pretty nice. He's got some nice ha-has in there. So there it is. There's a quick look at the Jack Kirby Artist Edition. I really like it. It's nice. I like the. I like to see what the original art looks like. I like to see the corrections. I like to see the difference between the Vince Coletta and the Mike Royer inks. It's just good stuff. All right, we'll talk to you later. Over and out.